the body and soul says about one a baso 31st January onyankopon ebehye ni hu enyonyam edi tumi no abehye mensem ama yesiesi amanyuku no dia 2028 elections no. And I think that this is what the headlines wanted to convey. And they also talked about my confidence grounded in history and not logic and emotions, because largely so share abakosem no mu a the presidential candidate call na say results na ebe pie mu abano. So amanfo no wo confidence wo mu say obetimi aboa yen win the next elections na omo de ne kobio. So omo hwe no mo transeka ade no elections results na emu yemre. Say de ne kobio a yentimi win se ne yepe no a eya omo sesa no omo de aye opani adubu ahene. The votes no omo tena say hwe say ye hia obi a NDC for ne anu omo call elections at the time no ntino obetimi ni omo sie ni a na so omo kofa abrantie at the time gentle giant kufuo ediba no be di anim in 2008 ye party no so hu say ewura kufuado ni vote no nyae no na do so sen de kufuo nyae no konanim na hodin wom almost signed in a Kobio friend is saying 2012 is quite more than a single 2008 Emma party for nya reshimu signed in a Kobio 2016 na uwini it is our history, a guide and say what banu more than na anodene edemaya manyuku na mijiri say a party for no ebeyen sakraimo
ojiri say party for beyen sakraimo but say ohwe sa newspapers here makan wasem area na ye share other newspapers publisher say Baumia tops confidence poll and no ewa ha baako. Custodian says 67.9% of MPP delegates prefer Baumia for 2028. And no air custodian, no share daily guide. MPP flag bearer race, Baumia leads with 67.8, Ken 21.3. Usha new crusading guide, CAS latest survey, MPP delegates decisive on Baumia, 67.8 wanting flag bearer, whilst Kennedy Japan wobbles with paltry, 21.3. Question, so TNA, front runners are now more. Idi enimnum say anye former vice president, the former flag bearer na Kennedy or Kennedy Japan. Uso mo say?
Oh, say psychological operations here our politics mo. Enye me wan say enra me starting me media tour no. Cast for the see mo. Omo pictures by social media and saying omo nina members of one camp. Omo nina show my background and I can send you some of the pictures. Members of a campaign team being to Omuko form survey bar and there will be a ejuma. Now a lot of these surveys and polls but they are all psychological operations.
No,
agronomiform. I mean, I'm a core elections from 2002, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, 2024. Mete elections, I say. And some of these things are psychological operations. Oko for more. Now profiling delegates now. And now the sentiments. If you are profiling 190,000 delegates. And I'm not talking about polls of 3,000 people. Cast for some poly 5,000 people. Yeah, profiling. And profile is the state of mind. You know, ni panning a Peace FM ha. Kwami Peace FM ha. And now Pia Bontia winning baby ubia ijina we or MPP ni, we or CPP ni, we or independent, we or besana Koha winning. And so you can profile the people in Peace FM. We have profiled 190,000 of the 209,000 delegates, and we can tell you without more, January 31st, all these polls will be shamed. We're going to win and win hands down. The baby second crown, he will come nowhere close to the elections. Since psychological operations here, you're turning up our China, the survey betuja. newspaper headlines Bryan tops by 60%, Bryan tops by 70%. So when him na who agro no form.
190,000 almost a day.
Well, do one 49%.
49% of 190,000.
90,000. 49%.
There's still 51% in your
right. And second person less than 24%.
Sir John Eka say fear delegates.
You are teaching in FM, and you have a margin of error. You are teaching fear delegates in film edges and you look at the anke will be 55%. We are clear in our mind. Of course, when Yankopon see it is only my way in our dino. And your cost one delegates and also Ekasa because there's a huge, I think close about 23,000 or so undecided voters. But without that in India, I don't see how Yankopon be doing more elections here. 5 months,
5 months, Juma, and now when Una Ubedi Nkunim hands down, you believe that?
Say, there who are from. You need 200,000 delegates and then your engagement. It moved to 50,000. Krana abakwe ababechiame. Say yetitini in free mu. Yeti fear delegates free mu ni sa niema na me wojide so Yankopon be hye ne wanyonyam. Nti newspaper headlines every month. Now if you say last 3 weeks was a day. Post Tabako can say Baumia Benya 42%. And last 2 weeks Musa Dankwadie no say Baumia 42%. This week Cass say Baumia 67%. Adabraka. I just say May no say 77%. June no say 70%. July no say Ababa be 42%. And February 20%. And this is psychological. No, if you follow the trend now, you see me be a SOT. If you follow the trend now, psychological operations in the Kwami and Kayi agro uniform.
Talking about trends, so when Ninkunima wedding,
Madam Yankopon say, me congratulate you din Nkunim. I mean, Madam Yankopon say or they me campaign team. Etimi akọ Ghana ha nyina o how bia amma na maboa aye campaign mu odene e dia ma the party for the do na no eyi mi so ni anim
on free party no
me ko hi
me dem hu
e bi me nye bi da
me dem hu
me ye ma MP ma ko me lose elections ma oparians am free party mu ma go independent elections wo pese amanfo ni be do mani amanfo no so mo pe obi fofora o say ada nkwala bobo na se be wachi aso mo to mu say mo fa ma media ma two penalty ni dia me de me ball no kofi enye sa na ye no
enchichemu aba mo party no pa na so we din kunimu a e de na obe e din ka bo
me campaign no ho ni gina me ne afano ni nyina asebia eni entem de bia me ka se nkokọ mienu kra omoko a omutimi se mu ye den pa nkokọ mienu bo so masoso mo anim amanim na emoja enso akokọ enso ne yonko eni da ososo ni chire ho onso because ni no ni zawo ni a enu de na wasɛn na brabo ye nye ntokwa no kra na de yakososo bi anim na moja ediaba saa de campaign no so ko tie betimi aka afani ni na aye abom tina utie me communicators obi o kasaba me on kasa ento hye because I am in charge, I'm in control of omudi me campaign enim e wo Ghana hanina. I am also in control of my communicators say enko kasa entie bi na akoye campaign amame ko kamasem edima Ghana for edima delegates no munti enye didi atem enye ntokwa mekura de mpanifo ya meni omo ko edi na yi omo nyina ewo anim semi omo na ye nkofo a mewo obuo kese pa de ma omo. You have no right to go and speak against anybody. In terms of unity in India, it is very, very easy for me to bring both factions together. But in any case, one of the reasons why June we decided to have a contest no more. The level of I don't know if it is misunderstanding, and as the willingness to tolerate one another inside MPP, both camps at the time what they call the leading contenders. Thank you to Kekayeko. Yesi Obaku Obasrim. Rarefi.
Yes, man.
Kennedy. As I had an vacation, 6 months vacation.
No more exile.
Kennedy Acheampong. Yesi Nufi Basmu. Na yehifa kwa. Bono baby.
Ade.
Ye ni si form. Yesi ne numu asem na ka ho na ma elusu election.
Why na say?
Enye ne car ne di ne Land Cruiser na ne di friend say bus na chi anko 90 fi bono ne bankran. Omo yi ni si form fi.
Why ni omo yi na no na su be si form.
Yes say omo ye thank you to no kasa na free mu ba ne say na numu asem ka ho and you lose elections no. You come 3 weeks to election. The numu asem one na NDC for ebo radio so and no ka ho and you lose election no. Then thank you to na ye kono baby a mudu ano mo kasa asem no. Nte no ka ho emo mu yi ni si form every bus no ebufuo ni ntokwa ekokobem mu. Thank you to cry itimi ankodase ewie. Afano say obi say wodi wanum kasa and eka ho and a mami lose election. Imagine say Kennedy a winning. If you say other side na accusing you say no one say na mami lose your ombako bwana may win 2028. Into time ya na ye party members no party for no near to opposition. And then in answer UTV here I see here.
The UTV was really office.
So abina interview one of the presidential candidates.
Abina Yeboah interview Kennedy.
Obisa Kennedy good. Obisa say unia se ulusu a wo be join ni o se sani awo kase se be na me wo secrets na me reveal me can some me say jabra bi say se sani obi say me enti ulusu a wo betimi aye campaign e de ama di o win ye no o se madwin ho no answer. Clearly you can sense that there's some pain.
Odi yaw
die wom. And throughout the interview, no, that Yaudie was expressed. I don't know what is causing that, but actually it was expressed. We need to make sure say Yaudie affected party in before election Central Region. Omukoma warning was say sky power.
Any attack ready?
Ko ye interview o ma warning say when we near onko baby ye betina mu na ye diabro.
One year sir.
One video no.
Me
Kennedy. Now ko eza.
Okay.
Ye betina mu ye be diabro. It's affecting the spirit of the party. And edru bia ajobreo. Munina Montana say yempo bi obetima ka afani na abom
na no ne Bryan
and no Dr. Bryan Acheampong and then yes adwuma no so ntimi nye the strength of one of the things among for the Kennedy Asempa so a businessman yes me a businessman kese pa e wo ye memu or ye no nonsense man. Well, I don't know about me no nonsense but discipline there china so be enemy. Means human sana, maham the boldness and discipline. On the other side, an academician, doctorate degree, PhD, wako school, hunyama. Mesumi jamina super. Amasya PhD, papa ni bipa.
Enye na
Debi. Hey, na me PhD ni akanta fedia zanga. Omo yimefi agree mu. Papa ni bipa. So just here. Into both sides, almost strength, you know. I hold those.
You hold both.
Strength. Me digitalization. Me na me digitalization. Me PhD in digitalization. Na me camp digitalization na nko ya. Me nwane nko economy. What I say? Intino media metimi aka afani ni na ede abom na your party no akwakoji to me 2028. Intino Kwame me media no sanity on the matter of unity.
Talking about the matter of unity, talking about businessman near there, there's several reasons that can 2024 about to no ankoye. Ebisi ken enumunsem ebisi Bawumia no wentimi ampuli ni wait ebisi a referendum on Akufo-Addo and ensem ni recent ministers na bi mu ya hantan ni ade bomu nipa nene keke ka ho nyina bakupa sunem finance minister Ken Oforiatta baby or the economy ni kusi ne DDP ni emusem bebre when some of the reasons are amount for bebre dia tuja also accusation back when they say towards the end no person control about the beach return ni why ni na aka ho na mebufu bae also mu say
well you see yeah no me jitum say hardship one of the reasons why you lose here.
I want you.
But you see there are three things. We were trying to break the 8. And breaking the 8, Yakobida. Yakob 2208. Akufo Mreso. Akufo-Addo was trying to break the 8 of Kufuor. Kufuor, after 8 years in government, Akufo-Addo eba succeeding. It was the same breaking the 8. Akufo-Addo nya 49.7%. In fact, first round crowd Akufo-Addo win here. Akufo-Addo first round crowd win here 49.7%. Only there first round. You try say be break it 2024. You nya 41%. 41%.
Yeah.
You see, uko results no more Kwame.
You're right.
You lose kesia. It means lose constituency back difference of 40,000. But the America said, notwithstanding say you break, you ain't me break it, you lose you fair. And I'll come to your other points and say, okay, queer constituency where Bukua constituency Robejina. Bukua lose with a vote difference of 5,000. NDC for no beating of 5,000 votes. The same constituency, NDC for BT, your vice president, 11,000 votes. Almost 99% of constituencies are Ghana. Parliamentary candidates, MPP parliamentary candidates, Yeboah Muhammadi, a presidential candidate, Kakrebia presidential candidate a BT parliamentary candidate ube komu na MPP party no problem mum a BT say Asen South Reverend in team for Joe your vice president in 17,000 in team for Joe in 14,000 but MPP Nico independent in 10,000 and then my presidential candidate a BT a parliamentary candidate uko Agona Wester Chris Atta 26,000. But your presidential candidate, ABT Chris Atta, your parliamentary candidate, but to be him say Cynthia Morrison, your gender minister, Eco Independent to Agona West, and or change 7,000 votes else a day, and then your presidential candidate, BT, your parliamentary candidate. Ghana included one. Parliamentary candidates no dear same presidential candidates who can vote in Aboma almost 350,000 it been see that were elections more
number prior flag by not amount from pedal
sanity but what I say yes a problem breaking the 8 and you could see that with the votes of the party which is a parliamentary candidate but Anka parliamentary candidates in ABT a presidential candidate 5, 10, 15, 20 no so okay local problems so now affecting or no be challenges we the papa way to share but we there ekrobia. Yes, we had challenges with governance and trying to break the eight. Tiny Sanyama, okay, nipa. Sanyama win ABC. But we in a film, there was a special case. Say, I bit me attribute to your candidate and say, party no problems in here. But one kasa so dear in here. Kwame, your co-elections, your memoir. Your co-elections were Ghana.
Yeah.
7 regions, and I'll come to your other points of hardship and Kenoforiata and the Senate matter.
Yeah.
Your co-elections were your memo. 7 regions, were Ghana. 7 regions. Yentimian winning constituency bakukura. Presidential, not a single constituency in 7 regions. Upper East, Upper West. Savannah, Bunu East, Western North, Oti, Volta region. MPP and Timian winning a single constituency in these 7 regions, presidential. And Maori and Fisu say 2023, ye bejina elections room support to your vice president say. Onko kura vote na was roho ni mumaye. Na okura mumaye. Eastern Ashanti, Central, Western, Greater Accra, you better quiet the befaso. 7 regions na yentimi winning constituency bakukra no. E move 5 if we the northern half of Ghana.
Okay.
Oti yen winning constituency baku. Upper East 0. Upper West 0. Presidential Savannah 0. Bunu East 0. What you takra de here? Yetakra de Koko inti omutu abamaye 2024 NPP presidential yenya 1 yetimi win it that time no ye win it takra de ye biti NDC 20,000 votes 2024 NPP win it takra de 444 eno de president Yankopon ebem 444.
Is it not possible that the MPP itself was simply unpopular?
But I told you.
Yes, maybe I also said the government of the day. I MPP nankasana ni hwa yehi. No matter who was going to be flag bearer and Kemfa.
I'm saying the popularity of the NDC, the party, the unpopularity of the party reflected in the votes of the parliamentary candidates. But what I say. And then can me me constituency and can me presidential candidates. Say me who be bufu kra na and the difference maybe 5-10.
Okay.
But Dokwa have the example.
Dokwa lost by 8 Come on. In the meantime, Good Energy brings you Goyle Super XP, the ideal choice for your car. And remember that every time you step out there, reach out to any Goyle service station and ask them about Goyle. Yes, now now wine Ken Masgo.
I think you have to bring the evidence to suggest.
That's why I said it's called rumor.
Hold on. Did I agree that Ken must be if you read the challenges that the members of parliament had with him, some of on the performance.
Okay.
Some of it was also his relationships with the members of parliament. Such as here. And you cannot also go and call for the removal of the head of the economic management team. The issues were quite a lot. And I believe that they were right at the time in every demand that they made of the president.
But you are not the engineer.
But I don't understand what the engineer means. And what the consequences thereof
men can tree say say munye say because yes we are strategist in think one can be winning
sir me hihye niam achi me di niam anim
Enti Ken must go and your engineer because I saw you for anka ye betene nka ye be hu nanim se ono anoye. Bryan, I also was work yes when di no kre e committee na and also your handiwork was all over it. Tell me that story.
Saying
say oko chia asem no eyi hu free mu but yes no kre ne say o hwese ne ade no call ye military precision operation India Bryan Acheampong
Kwame.
Bryan.
Adeɛ chain after I was so adeɛ chain no. You appointed me minister for agric. Me call vetting Anna NDC for a team.
Ato, that very famous phrase. Ato, that very famous phrase. How did that come about? Are there a surprise one now?
Madame for pa no.
Hey Ato.
Madame for pa no.
Besine.
Yes.
Okay.
I tell you, Madame for. I mean, because Madame for pa, and Madame for I mean, you know, but ubumi buno.
Okay.
Colleague members of parliament, chere adwin ewo niema bebre ho. Nti because Madame for pa, and numere wo he yankohia de benye ne sa. Na oyobia senia onim me no. Nsɛm bi about misu ene me ban no e ho so timidi me ho adanse na Kwame se me kɔ ekwapem na me ba na obisa me sɛ o kɔ no den na ye ka fa me ho a asɛm ba ko pɛ na meka de o kɔ ye no
eno ana ye ka
eno ana no mo ka but me ko hu na me ko tiso mo kan ho asem bia me ka se asem we die Kwame senia me nim no ontimi enye enti no se me ba na me so me bisa se Kwame ade we akoye wo ho yi ase chesen se ho Bryan asem ya obisa me die So we me. And no na kofa asasem no e ba.
Nti ebo pusa.
Say eh ato na wo pa na asem yi. Who bisa bi bisa we me. We me. Aha, nti na ma me ko kan sa na enye bibia.
Rumor mongering here be US Army. Did you really serve in the US Army?
Air Force.
Oh, US Air Force. Okay.
But some more kasa no kra say man ko na chiri o mo ko check o say am ko e.
Nti me bisa.
Na mum me ko e no ba obi say me ko e na me ga wo ho.
First, yes, we go go echi, yes na ejuma kitchen.
Me see yes me bofro e wa hado mo a. See me bofro e. Also ko check here no. Am pada me wo so me bofro e wa hado mo a. They see me bofro e say jafo dey ajipa. Oh, of course.
It was several US Air Force.
Yes, that's the Air Force, yes.
Enti enye se uko bofro and also
I'll be very happy say me certainly work for him. I'll be very happy. Unfortunately, Uncle Badisa, but no the any propaganda.
Moving on up, a dear new message for MPP delegates to start with.
But I think say maybe I am no. Yeah, about be true. You hear obia edikan. Obetimi akan ye party no abom. You hear obia obetimi ni edi party nenim akwakwaji tumi amayen 2028. You hear obia obetimi akwakwaji tumi amayen 2028. Etimi aka afani ni na bom na edi tumi edi amayen amanyuko no. You hear obia obetimi restore discipline. Oh, ya manyuko kasa ekoso atemni di ahomaso obia eka eye di ope here obi obetimi di discipline e di abaya manyuko emu ye obi e wogidie woni musesa ye di tumi ni manu obetimi ebu oman no di abuto abrain krun akese ne nketo ani na transform the structure of our country into a very productive society. Ubia de na as ni nsa ni nyansa eni na adwen eye adwuma a wonya so mfaso Ghana ha a lot of rantie ni maba we adwuma ni na bebre underemployed. Apart from some we underemployed no sika se bo ye bosome adwuma wonya no emfa wonko du bebia. The structure of our economy enkoyi, the structure of our governance was here sesano waste. Because I am a disciplinarian. Be a miankasa me de mensa aye juma as a businessman. I'm a tiasier how to manage people, how to manage one kasa resources. The 2 minimum mamia metimi aye sa diebe. Ye party ni munso ye ko campaigner, ye party resource a polling station for no near your matana nchen near the microphone bi aba no one the year campaign. Resources na ye di be elections no me di be make sure say me ba polling station ho ne di aye adwuma ne di win elections me nye ohufo me obi a ebetime di party anim ne ni NDC for akọ akansie in 2028 details no me call polling stations why am the mamu me betina me we videos na me kase me chechire mu a ebe hamadwen ebe jomre ama intimi nka, but these are the key pillars me call campaign
now Kenya no what if 31st January omo yo madwen say yemfa maba omia
me call around no me nyasa what if no
okay
no dey na be quadratic equation. I don't get that what if says an a party for no a person here. But in the unlikely event.
In the unlikely event, okay.
In the unlikely event, I say Onyankopon akasa. Yini na no. Ye be asuti.
And the question former President Kufuor World Camp.
On can chire me say me camp.
But
and me hu ni sabe ni nkrofo ni na no. So mu di o hwe ni nkrofo do na omo bakukura ni wa odimachi.
Yeah, sure.
Why na bakudi odimachi?
Me dey be bisa na yo kan.
Nkrofo ni na omo didi yera do na di yera baomia eni kenechi.
So can say nkrofo, what do you mean by nkrofo?
Oh, say obia wo ni close guys. Awoni omonam. Bia wo bi do na wo other comes. No, one kasa. Now we need delegate. One kasa a delegate, former president. Timidie, so beto abamamia. And na siye kesiye pa ene wom say onu benyame mujidi. But say ene or support me nkoni ni nkodi nkomo na waka kire me say support me. And on frame me kan kire me say kuku anim na metawachi. Na emom minim say we tu kwan. January I feel so mekwa ko di ni bronya mekwa mesre no so pani edru so koto aba onto aba no mame meko owura former president Kufuor hoso na mekwa ko sre ni so oto aba na onto aba no emfa mame but maintain say wakoka ho ba bi platform bi so ana waka kire obi no nipa ko na be ka kire me say ono support me.
Obi a winim ne pa oni nanado ye adwuma e de krata bia breme o say Chairman General, I've known Dr. Bryan Acheampong for over 2 decades. We've lived together in the same area, Tantra Hills, for over 20 years. We've been attending the same church, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, Salvation Congregation, New Achimota Mile 7. As a presbyter, it's a privilege to say I sat in session with a woman who gave birth to Bryan Acheampong, Mama Comfort, C2. Oh, my Mama Comfort. Oh, my Mama Comfort. Okay, C2. I believe that Bryan will be a good presidential candidate for the NPP. Ask him about Boston millionaire, Presbyter Charles Ni Tekutego from Tantra Hill.
Well, say Busumi Asu. Go to me tight. The text message tight and Ni Teku. Or send this tight. Jimmy tight the call. Sorry. Inti Bosome Sona said, we were sending me messages there for now. Now we were Western off. And now they are before radio, so my who say or say.
Inti the any Boston millionaire.
I say when I'm America. They catch a need to say about him camera between me tight.
Need to pay tight and naturally.
And for 5 hours.
Ask Dr. Bryan Acheampong, is it possible that should Bawumia win, he'll be his running mate? Because I see both of them winning 2028 for NPP, and that is Sonny Ba Riafe. And then this one says it's only Dr. Bawumia who can join the NPP for peace. Francis Lamtia, me who baby, what they are doing for, but now, Bryan, my next question to you: what can you catch NPP delegates? How about Ghana for Ghana? Who message anything?
Kwame,
yes,
we have a structural problem as a country. Productivity. So we are not productive enough, and we have not been able to rally the country around a single purpose to define where we are going in the next 10 years and rally the people around that vision. And I'm not talking about Vision 2020, Vision 2030. Say Ghana for name say in the next 5 years, you know, a honey dear mine because me call Ministry of Agriculture. Me set a 5-year plan for food security.
Yeah.
And it was clear. Bien say by 5 years, you know, maize, plantain, say millet, sorghum, yam, say chicken. This tomatoes, onion, peppers, this is the plan. In 5 years, you know, honey baby drew. Every year, biano, any Kwaku drew. Resources when you be here, silos when you be here, tractors when you be here. You make it clear to the people, and then you rally the people around that objective, and then you report back to the people. Kwame, yenna momaini na kasankwa na agenda na settings na kpakpakpa. There's no clear vision. There's no clear journey that we're taking as a country. If you look at the structure of our budget, every year the budget is made up of promises that are not kept. Eastern Corridor Road, Atenaya budget, so see Rollins in Reso. Every year, Eastern Corridor, our budget. The following year, budget in more. Ubiani who Timiko Bisa say, I dear we never move Rollins in Reso. I dear we never miss our Homahama, our Kufuado. I didn't in a year who be Ubian to be Mrs. Assembly. promises after promises. Our revenue as a country is low. We are not able to deliver because our productivity is also low. Amanfoni nina mrante ne mabawa eye adwuma wo man no mu a sebe patterns because
aketiani afiabi
and we need a dynamic a transformational leader obetimi riding on the existing structures no dear minor kwenim. There's a major gap of wastage in the civil service. Kwami pokwase in Sawom kwai contract near 200 million Ghana cedis. Ye be wi achire no na contract no 1 billion cedis a day. Ye di adwuma no ma contractor na ye ni sika ye de be ma no contractor de ni sika ko shemu na next year the sika ne sa we raise IPC no next year June and Sunday babetua no 1 year utua ni sika no a obetua delayed interest on delayed payment and sana na cement ye 50 cedis ene next year na we tua ni sika no okwakọ share adwuma na se no cement ko 100 cedis nduba betua variation 100%. That, you know, the contract then moves from 200 billion to 1 billion, 200 million to 1 billion. Clear wastage in the public and civil service.
Now who costs them?
But I'm saying it's the structure of the economy.
Exactly.
Because contracts are awarded with no money to pay for these contracts. And therefore, all these things must change. And it requires bold leadership. Femi call, be a minister for Agric. Yeah, PFJ. Yeah, 6 years, 6.5 years.
Planting for food and jobs.
Because I mean, who say problems, challenges, big one. Even though now come 18 months, I fixed it. I launched PFJ 2. You modify Agric, no. And then NDC for feed gun and Ejuma no yen. Largely is hinged on Ejuma no PFJ 2. Me call Cocoa syndication. Now on minor cost syndication. So many years. Every year you have interest I can see the foreign banks. It was syndication here Yeboah 1 year 2024 me on penny to me or the mammy me hear my syndication ABNC NDC for by you almost say so on for so or more to us. But then if that thing had been on the banner would be him say yeah I bet boy a mine and so be so it took a bold leader to get it done. I am one that is such bold and now be able to lead the agenda to move this country forward. And those are the things that Ghanaians must expect from me. Bold leadership to get things done, to create jobs for the young people of this country. As a businessman, I know how with state power and leveraging we'll be able to create jobs. But I hope so, and I'm happy that you brought the Senate issues because I've really wanted a platform to address it. I believe that I've been able to speak on that matter. And then on the matter of where we're going, what the results were in 2024, and how we have to make a U-turn for a unifier to lead the party into the next election.
And you believe you are the unifier?
Without more.
Now this one from Akwesi. Akwesi says, I wish Bryan Acheampong the very best on his journey to become flag bearer of the NPP. By the way, I'm also an Odadie. But I'd like to ask him, what house was he in?
Accra.
Accra. Okay, so Akwesi was in Accra. And then tell me.
I was the dining hall prefect.
Oh, you were dining hall prefect?
Yes.
Oh, Ampa. On a Zoroaster come on a start here, on a start here, but then yeah, another matter for another day. But I'll say, now I want to say a very big thank you to him for providing apartments for our teachers in Presec.
Yes. But
tell him, Oliver Twist once more, how about a whole house or a dormitory for the boys? Maybe named after him, Bryan Acheampong House. Or see me, Miss Kwami
Nyankopon ma yenkwa. Yeboah 6 2 bedrooms 6 units. Yemfa no enshase bompa say ofori and sofori ofori sapon global president na ebe commission yekutwa sword no nti ye hwe nim say early January ebe kwakọ hand over Ediama school no. No be twemu a e be hwe de e be yet so e de aboa. Other enye presec Legon nko a na me koe. Nze me san so ko Achimota primary. Omo tweme me Kwaku so schools e wo ho ni na e wo se e.
And that's all for Eastern region.
Aye.
Okwapman school a fine school pal. By Okwapman school.
Okwapman.
Hona me ko.
Say what you problem.
Into brother boy am solving problem.
Schools is no. Nkaka Onyankopon man ahoden a ye be hwe be be ya koduru.
Mate, two quick ones here. Okro Yeboah says Bryan has explained the purchase of the hotel issue, but he should know that hotel wahala alone dragged away about 20% of our votes. So Bryan should admit that he contributed to the defeat of the MPP in 2024.
And that don't have to contribute to it.
But Bryan, talking about entrepreneurship and business and empowering young people, we're a very bitter person.
Yeah.
Your friend Patricia, I'll say I love the MPP, but I'm still very bitter. I'm bitter because the MPP did not treat entrepreneurs, especially we the young ones, well. Bryan is an entrepreneur and a businessman. Ask him. As a fellow entrepreneur, I respect his journey, but let's address one of the reasons the MPP lost. Most SMEs like mine, the backbone of our economy, received zero meaningful financial support to grow. The youth start funds the MPP touted, they went to delegates, friends, and family. I voted against the NPP, and so did most entrepreneurs I know. My question, how will he ensure well-structured SMEs get real, transparent support this time, not handouts to cronies? He should also remember, if entrepreneurs unite against a political party, they mobilize their workers, their families and communities. You cannot win without us. Patricia, but for someone who says you love the MPP, bitterness in out to your manner. Bryan, anyway, that's Patricia and Eddie Nobai. What do you make of it?
Well, I agree with Patricia. What I can say to sum it up is, they meet me a candidate abundant of an essay. I believe management says that labor will do what you inspect and not what you expect.
What you inspect and not what you expect.
Yes, labor will do what you inspect and and that is how my leadership will be. If there's a support to SMEs, my goal is to ensure that I drive down the support to the beneficiaries directly. And if there's and put systems in place to ensure that the allocation reaches the beneficiaries. And in the event that I have reports validated or confirmed that there are bottlenecks resources in my job as a leader say me use our bottlenecks to ensure the resources a bit drew the if anything the intended recipient na nkwa yes ye allocation the ma use starter now the year management retreats, but rather make sure say Ebeko from ho Kwaku do the intended repair. I will inspect to ensure that resources Ebeko from. But appointees of mine cannot misbehave.
Because you crack the whip?
No, they can't misbehave. Discipline.
Power Bakofi Ewo Nkwanta South Woti region. I say Bryan is such a gentleman. He speaks with volume and depth, and I wish him well. But tell him he should start training and mentoring a lot of young people who are interested in becoming businessmen and entrepreneurs. Bryan, what will be Sao?
There are a lot of people that follow me, that I talk to. I don't have a formal program or project be a year on youth leadership, entrepreneurship leadership. In fact, yesterday in one of the interviews, I had a similar comment, and I've had a lot of WhatsApp messages around same that we should put young family Ghana phone penny for Isaponum Emranian starting a leadership program and famma Emrantian Maba. I think it's an extremely laudable idea. Talent or human resource. It's not something that should was a wabaku for. So Yankupon de Adumwa, who frame Rantian Mabawana, now the footwo no so the amomo no mo so mo the abomo bra ko duru ba bia e wo se eduru e ade a medwen ho no ma hwese metima ye ho adwuma
idea medwin home be se metimi aye ho adwuma Bryan Acheampong in komanche bia obesoi so but this one says Bryan is a nice gentleman and must concentrate on his campaign, but I hope he stops casting insinuations. He's talking like this that DMB stopped talking about economics and shifted to digitalization. Bryan says he does digitalization. Is he not aware that economy is connected to digitalization? Ask Bryan, is it not an open secret that all the economic advice given by DMB, including the non-implementation of e-levy and going to IMF, were not taken? Finally, let him know that the SNIT issue was the final disaster in our 2024 campaign. The public outcry that government appointees were looting government property. I think we must stop the blame game and focus on our campaigns. DMB Sankofa, and that is Sasa. Let's see. Right. This one from Nana K says, is Bryan saying the loss was because of Bawumia? Tell him it's conjecture. It is like saying Bryan's net matter was key in the loss. Kwame, all the research before the elections like EIU, Afrobarometer, Musa Dankwa, and after elections such as Professor Michael Quay, Musa Dankwa, Conrad Adenia all found the MPP will lose for reasons that had nothing to do with Dr. Bawumia. Nana K sends that one. Bryan Acheampong is the best bet for the new patriotic party. Delegates, remember, we should vote for him. He's number 2 on the ballot. Owa Hene Kwabna Fusu from Roman Ridge. And then I love the MPP, but they failed me in 2016. I advertised for them, radio, TV, social media, rally grounds everywhere. After they won, nobody spoke to me again. Irakosia. And then Patricia says, tell Bryan Acheampong I would love to meet him. I hear he's a solid entrepreneur and I've heard his voice today. Auntie Bryan, Patricia has come back. She says she wants to meet you. Edwin says, fantastic delivery by Bryan. He is the best candidate to rebuild the NPP. With the tension between DMB and Ken, Bryan can unite both camps. And then this one says, ask Bryan if he will throw his support behind Bawumia, where he said it already. Secondly, ask him how he felt after his company didn't get to buy Labadi Beach. Well, he's mentioned that already. Eric Amponsa Boatin, tax expert, thank you very much for your message. But Bryan, I can't want some dada. Bryan was my former boss into IT.
Yeah.
Okay. Was my former boss into IT. Discipline is number 1 with that guy. That one, I gifted to him. I wish him well. Chris Hansen. And a day and no abai inti ebiana with discipline no are now the soldier and presbyter crack of frown. Yes, a lethal combination. Does Bryan Acheampong play soccer? Do you play football?
Me a member of the union.
I say union, yes, it's just an elite grouping of men. Yes, the football is just an excuse.
Oh, ball level. Me bobo hanumwa. Akwesi die say akwesi. Akwesi any 9 left in the. We bobo hanumwa nyasa.
I see me say position be now bo.
And say ball na ebo ni ebo position bia. Obi ama no go join the position.
Bryan, final question to you, and here from me to you. Ni akoso party when you and a pewaka say only unifier. Wajia tumse say delegates decided say yentuma wani yebetu amani biano oboka kotanechi. But na yekwi front runners aye can so-called front runners. Dr. Bawumia Ura Kennedy Ohene Japan. Yes, so mubia efa unity is gone. Nyamu baby enye. What do you think? I don't want it to be said.
And
okay. Me say okay, say only unify.
Yes.
Good. Now question me be sound say okay say yanto amane de maba me obedi ni chi ma ken obedi chi Kwami Sefa obedi ni chi Dr. Educhum obedi obedi ni chi. But say ye the ma 2 of the so-called front runners emu bia yes na mu be unity is gone. Who's so saying?
I have had opportunity to engage. I've had the opportunity to engage some of these people, the aspirants, and it is obvious, and their supporters, and it is obvious, there will be a challenge to unify this party, and it is obvious without more that it will be a great challenge. And I my supporters in Kasa. Nyanya dia afani afano epne ne ochina na obi ababe friend saying apni ama we ababe shego no dia mayen enu nti na mesre party for ne say me die metimi aka afani ni na abom without unity, and a unity of heart and a unity of minds. There's no way this party can win and that unity cannot be cosmetic. Yes, and that is why my win is going to be emphatic. January 31st, which is going to be the first path. It will be very, very emphatic. I have a firm belief in that. There will be no ambiguity. No, there will be no ambiguity in the results. In my favor, and when my party for who say, look, my winning overwhelmingly ubia medi mechi nienka party ni mum na mianka sanso mini ye no ebetwe amanfo ni na so e de aba amaya beka bom akọ elections 2028.
If that inkabomono has to do with you being a running mate to either of them, will you take it?
I'm hearing it from you for the first time.
Running mate to DMB, running mate to candidate Yeboah, any of them.
Because I mean, take rather. Until you somewhere, ubitimi atna ha, aka yes or no. And fact, I mean, you crowd be any of our country, ebisame crowda. It will maybe a somewhere, me better na henny.
And I mean, me come and to you.
I made you.
Bryan Acheampong, that's it.
Kwami Nyankopon shira wo pa ni wetiefo ni na
Dr. Bryan Acheampong Rashe Bedwani Emma Abetifi was also number 2 on the ballot. Or seven cancer say Mokwe